Guess the correct emoji. Before starting the video, please subscribe to channel and press the bell icon for more fun quiz videos. Which emoji means fire? That's the correct answer. Which one shows ice cream? That's the correct answer. What's the emoji for car? That's the correct answer. Can you guess the dog emoji? That's the correct answer. Which one is the apple? That's the correct answer. Guitar time. That's the correct answer. Which one is a balloon? That's the correct answer. What emoji shows the sun? That's the correct answer. Spot the soccer ball. That's the correct answer. Which emoji is a book? That's the correct answer. Default text pencil emoji. Anyone? That's the correct answer. Cat emoji. Which one is it? That's the correct answer. Which one is a hamburger? That's the correct answer. Banana time. That's the correct answer. Banana time. That's the correct answer. Which emoji is a plane? That's the correct answer. Time for clock. That's the correct answer. Find the rainbow emoji. That's the correct answer. An emoji. That's the correct answer. Which one is candy? That's the correct answer. Donut emoji. That's the correct answer. Is a party. That's the correct answer. Which emoji is strawberry? That's the correct answer. Tree emoji time. That's the correct answer. Laughing emoji. That's the correct answer. Crying emoji. That's the correct answer. Which one is a heart? That's the correct answer. So much love. Watermelon emoji. That's the correct answer. Find the bear emoji. That's the correct answer. Cow emoji. That's the correct answer. Rocket emoji. That's the correct answer. Which one is spider? That's the correct answer. Fish emoji. That's the correct answer. Coffee emoji. That's the correct answer. Cheese, please. That's the correct answer. French fries. That's the correct answer. Hot dog emoji. That's the correct answer. Cake emoji. That's the correct answer. Chicken emoji. That's the correct answer. Train emoji. That's the correct answer. Which one is a bus? That's the correct answer. Which one is a bus? That's the correct answer. Phone emoji. That's the correct answer. TV time. That's the correct answer. Ice cube. That's the correct answer. Crown emoji. That's the correct answer. Robot emoji. That's the correct answer. Which one is a ghost? That's the correct answer. Magic wand. That's the correct answer. Last one, unicorn. That's the correct answer.